Wala silang sinasabi sa akin, Ate Jo.
At the beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Jo leaving her house. Her brother and mother are sleeping in a room, and she glances at them from the doorway. As she descends the stairs, she hesitates and looks nervously at the door. When she opens it, she hears a noise behind her. Startled, she quickly exits the house. Meanwhile, her mother wakes up. Jo looks back at the house, glances upward with a frightened expression, as if she saw something, but there is nothing there. The scene shifts to Jo walking down a dark, silent road. Suddenly, she hears a noise behind her. She stops, turns around, looks around nervously, and then starts walking faster until she reaches a place called Arieta Motel. Knocking on the door, she calls out, "Is someone here?" Suddenly, her boyfriend Manu appears behind her. Noticing her frightened, he asks, "Are you okay?" Jo, still scared, glances around anxiously. Manu presses her. "Jo, what's happening?" The scene transitions to Jo and Manu in a room. Manu tells her, "The boat will leave in the morning. Have you told your mom?" Jo replies, "No, they were sleeping when I left." She adds, "Mom is still the same. She's been warning us since we were kids not to open the door after midnight." She continues, "She still believes in those things, probably because of the influence of the nuns who raised her. It's quite contagious." Manu asks, "What do you mean by it's contagious?" Jo explains, "One night before I left the house, around 3 in the morning, I was the only one awake. I heard a noise from outside. I checked, but there was nothing. Then, I heard 3 knocks. Scared, I left my room to check. As I went downstairs, I heard the knocking again." She pauses before mimicking the exact rhythm of the knocking from that night. Manu quickly stops her, asking, "Is it the curse?" "Don't tell me you believe in that too." Jo continues, "I opened the door and looked around cautiously. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind blew past me. I quickly ran inside and shut the door. As I turned around, my mom rushed toward me, screaming, 'What have you done?' She said, 'You'll be taken within 3 days. Manu responds, "Do you remember what your sister Jamie said? Your mom can no longer think straight. She's been like this for a long time, and it only got worse after your father passed away." Jo asks, "Do you think I've messed up because I believed in my mom's stories?" Manu gently consoles her. "I don't think you've messed up. I think you've just been with your mom for too long. She's been telling you these stories your whole life. That's one of the reasons your sister Jamie left." Jo counters, "Jamie didn't see what I saw." Suddenly, she starts vomiting. Manu, alarmed, asks if she has any medicines. He says, "I'm going to get some food and medicine." Jo pleads with him to stay. Manu consoles her, "You can't keep living with this fear. Once everything is settled in Manila, I'll come back here and talk to your mom, Lilith, about our marriage." He kisses her forehead and promises, "I'll be back soon." Then he leaves. Later, Jo goes to the washroom and washes her face. She then texts her sister Jamie, asking her to call back. Suddenly, the same 3 knocks echo on the door. Nervously, she calls out, "Manu? Is that you?" She peeks through the peephole but sees no one outside. Uneasy, she turns back and rushes to the washroom. The same knocking starts again. She comes out to check, and the TV suddenly switches off. She runs into the washroom and shuts the door. The knocking starts again from the washroom door. Trembling, Jo tries to call Manu, but the lights abruptly go out, and her phone slips from her hand. Then, she hears knocking from inside the washroom. As she turns around, her pupils turns white. She screams, and the mirror shatters. The scene cuts to Jamie, checking Jo's message, asking her to call back. She's on a boat returning to her village. As she disembarks, her Uncle June greets her. On their way, John tells Jamie, the police didn't find any other fingerprints except Manu's. Here it is, revealed that Jo is no more. John continues, based on the investigation, they're convinced it was a suicide. Jamie responds, I personally know Manu. He's a good person. June replies. I know Manu too, but he has his problems. We shouldn't have let him get close to Joe, Jamie counters. Was it really Manu who should have stayed away from Joe? June says, your mother loved Joe and still loves you very much. She was tough on you all because she worries. If she knew what Joe had been going through, she would have saved her. June stops in front of an old building. Jamie remarks, many storms have come and gone, yet it's still standing. John replies, it's said to be one of the first houses built here, a dormitory used by the nuns. With that, they move forward. They arrive at Jamie's house, and John advises her, don't pick a fight with your mother. She's grieving. Jamie counters, I never pick a fight. As Jamie enters the premises, her mother spots her and quickly goes inside. Jamie steps into the house and looks at Joe's coffin. As she moves forward, she notices her brother, Julius, but he quickly runs upstairs. Jamie goes upstairs to find Julius sitting with a jar that has a moth inside. He says, one's gone missing. I can't find it. Jamie reassures him. You'll find it eventually. She picks up a box and takes out a diary, opening it. This is our postcard collection. I can't believe Joe kept them all. Julius responds, she even kept all my projects. She promised me she would never leave me. Jamie replies, she never wanted to leave you, but somehow she knew her life would go nowhere if she stayed. Julius says, I know what happened to her. She was taken by the Kumakatok. It's the curse. After 3 days, you'll hear 3 knocks at your door. If you open it, they'll take you. That's what Mom tells me. Jamie says, don't listen to her. It's all nonsense. There's no curse. No one took Joe. But Julius, crying, asks, how did she die then? Later that night, Jamie goes to her mother to help her in the kitchen. Lilith asks, do you really think Joe took her own life? Jamie responds, the police said it was suicide. Lilith tells her, Joe opened the door one night. I warned you all many times not to open it after midnight. Jamie interrupts, don't make it complicated. Whatever the police said is true. Lilith angrily asks, when will you believe me? You didn't see what Joe went through. Jamie counters, exactly. I wasn't here, but you were, and you still failed to protect her. Let's not argue about this now. Lilith insists, argue about your sister's death? How can we ignore the curse? Jamie shouts, do you really want to know what happened to Joe? I think she went crazy. We grew up in fear because of your tales. She couldn't handle it and preferred to die. Lilith says, have you forgotten what happened to your dad? Julius intervenes, saying, we have new visitors. Manu is here too. Lilith says, what is he doing here? And storms out. Her mother screams at Manu, go away from here. Manu replies, I just wanted to see her. Lilith snaps, you want to see her? It's you who left her alone that night. June orders, Manu, leave. Reluctantly, Manu leaves, and Jamie follows him outside. Manu tells Jamie, I've been telling Joe to consult a doctor, just in case she might have inherited something from her mom. Then, I started to believe maybe what she was seeing was real. She was being followed, and she was taken. He adds, I know what I'm about to say has no basis, but I feel like I'm next. Jamie asks, do you have anyone with you at your house? He replies, my mom is in Manila. Jamie offers, do you want to stay in Barangay for a while? I'll talk to Uncle June. Manu says nothing will change. Wherever I go, they'll follow me. With that, he leaves. Just then, June arrives and informs Jamie that he is going to town to get Lilith's medicines. Jamie asks, can't we help Manu? John sternly replies, we can't do anything. Your mom needs you more. Jamie asks, what's wrong with Mom? John reassures her, don't worry, it's just hypertension due to her age. Later that night, while Jamie is cleaning up the house, she goes to Joe's coffin. Crying, she says, I am here now, Joe. As she cries, we see someone beside her. Suddenly, there's a knock on the door. Jamie walks toward the door, but the knocking continues. Just as she's about to open it, Lilith stops her. The knocking persists, and Jamie says, it's Uncle June, before opening the door. June hands Lilith the medicines. He then says he's leaving, and as he turns, Jamie quietly closes the door. The next morning, Jamie tells Julius that she's going back to Manila tomorrow. Julius asks, leaving already? Jamie replies, I don't want to argue with Mom anymore. You should come with me, maybe for a vacation. Julius hesitates. What if Mom refuses? Jamie reassures him. Just tell her you want to go. She won't refuse. Julius agrees, saying, I'll ask Mom, but after the burial. The scene shifts to Joe's burial ceremony. Everyone is in grief, and Manu watches from a distance. After the burial, Lilith calls out to Julius, telling him to come back with her. Julius asks Jamie, aren't you coming? Jamie replies, you go ahead, I'll follow. Julius tells Lilith. Jamie asked me to come with her to Manila. Lilith agrees and looks at Jamie, then takes Julius with her. After everyone leaves, Manu approaches Jamie, crying. He says, "I loved her, Jamie. I didn't get to see her face again. The last time I saw her, I want to forget that image." Just then, Manu hears the same 3 knocks from the coffin. Startled, he rushes away in fear. Later that night, while Jamie is working on her laptop, she hears 3 knocks. Startled, she gets up to check. As she steps out of her room, she hears Lilith and Julius praying in his room. Through the closed door, she peeks at them, but suddenly they stop and look directly at her. Lilith stands up, and at that moment, a ghost haunts her. Jamie jolts awake from her nightmare. Still shaken, she checks her laptop. As she lowers its lid, she sees a woman standing in front of her. Terrified, she quickly rotates the laptop, but there's no one there. Relieved, she tries to calm herself and goes back to sleep. The next morning, Jamie and Julius prepare to leave for Manila. Lilith looks at Julius and asks, "Are you sure you want to go? Is your sister forcing you?" Julius replies, "Yes, I'm sure." Lilith warns him, "Don't get wet in the rain. You catch a cold so easily." She then turns to Jamie and says, "Remember, everything I've done in life, I did to keep us together, to protect us from danger." As Julius heads out with Jamie, he suddenly stops and runs back to Lilith. He hugs her tightly and says, "Take care of yourself." He then returns to Jamie, and together they leave. Meanwhile, Lilith shuts the door and starts breathing heavily. She notices something and says, "Joe, look after them." Later that night, Jamie and Julius arrive at a place. Julius asks, "Why are we here? Aren't we supposed to catch the boat?" Without answering, Jamie knocks on the door. It opens to reveal the Areata Motel, the same motel where Joe had died. The two head to their room. Julius asks, "Jamie, what's going on?" Jamie responds, "Just keep walking." A room is at the end. They enter the room and settle in. Julius switches on the TV and turns to Jamie. He says, "What's happening between you and Mom? You've changed." Jamie sighs, "I don't know. Ever since Dad died, Mom's been weird." Julius asks, "How did Dad die?" Jamie replies, "Do you really want to know?" Julius nods. She begins, "When Mom was still pregnant with you, Dad was at his breaking point. He wanted to leave. They had a huge fight, and the next day, his body was found by the river." Julius, shocked, asks, "Did he kill himself?" Jamie nods solemnly, "Yes, but according to Mom, Dad opened the door and the Kumakatok entered. But I think Mom just couldn't admit that Dad took his own life. She was afraid people would blame her. Since then, she's always been this way, paranoid about everything." Julius says, "Mom needed to believe in the Kumakatok to cope with Dad's death, and I'm okay with that." Jamie asks, "Do you believe her?" Julius replies, "There's nothing wrong with believing." Jamie counters, "I just don't want you to be." He intervenes, "Be what?" She continues, "Crazy like Mom." In anger, he starts packing his bag. Jamie asks, "You're leaving now? It's raining, and it's already late. What about the tickets I bought for you?" Julius shouts back, "No one told you to do it." Just then, thunder cracks and lightning flashes. Julius freezes and sits abruptly. Later that night, at 3 a.m., Jamie hears 3 knocks on the door. Terrified, she gets up, opens it, and finds no one outside. Just then, a gust of wind blows past both Jamie and Julius. She quickly shuts the door, but then hears a strange noise outside. Curious, she goes to investigate and discovers that room number 12 is open. Cautiously, she enters and sees a broken mirror. Suddenly, she spots Manu standing there. She calls out to him and, pulling back the curtains, asks, "What are you doing here?" He replies, "I needed to come back. They've been calling me Jamie. I can still see Joe. I can still hear her before breaking down in tears." Jamie takes Manu back to her room and asks, "Are you okay?" Manu replies, "The other night, I was alone at home when someone knocked on the door. I opened it, but there was no one there. Since then, I've been seeing and hearing things. It's real." He looks up and sees Joe's ghost in the mirror. He screams. Julius wakes up asking, "What's going on?" Jamie tells Manu that he might need some rest and advises him to lie down and rest. The next morning, Jamie wakes up to find that Julius is missing. She checks the room and assumes that he might have gone home. Jamie quickly runs to her house and knocks on the door. He then calls her through the window. Lilith closes the window curtains and opens the door. Jamie sees Julius, looking sick. Lilith says, "Just go. I'm not sending Julius with you." Later, Jamie tells Manu, "The last time I spoke to Joe, I promised her that no matter what happened, I'd be there for her. Ever since you and Joe got together, we started talking less, but I knew she was happy, and that mattered the most to me. I just couldn't understand why she did this. Manu replies, that's what I wanted to find out. That's probably why I went back to the motel, looking for answers. Jamie asks, did you knock on our door that night? Manu replies, no, I didn't even know you were there. Jamie then reveals, I heard a knock on our door, but when I opened it, there was no one. Panicked, Manu says, I started hearing the knocks after Joe died, and now you too? Frightened, he quickly leaves. Jamie follows Manu to his home. She enters the house and looks around, unsettled. Suddenly, she hears a thumping sound coming from a room. As she moves toward the noise, she sees Manu repeatedly banging his head against the wall. He turns, then quickly turns back and screams. Just then, Jamie notices someone in the room, and the door slams shut. Startled, she knocks on the door opens, and she finds Manu dead. Later, Jun comes to pick Jamie up from Manu's house. He takes her directly to the graveyard, where they arrive at Jamie's father's grave. He tells her, when your father passed away, I couldn't find peace. Lilith kept talking about the Kumakatok, and only I believed her. I tried to follow the curse after your father's death, and while investigating, I got cursed. I heard the knock for 3 days. He demonstrates the knock rhythm. 3 days, he continues, and then they take you. They want lives, Jamie, whether it's yours or someone else's. Lorna gave her life to save me. I learned there is only one way to stop them, and I should have ended this when they were still after me. Jamie asks, how? He replies, I'll go far away where no one can hear me. He then adds, you have 3 days. Don't leave this village for now. On the 3rd day, I'll come to get you. I'll be the one they take. Not you, Jamie says. It's not about the curse. There must be a reason why all of this is happening. I can't let anything happen to you. Why do you have to sacrifice yourself for me? Jun replies, there's a reason why fate brought you back here. You need to understand that your family needs you more than they need me. Without saying anything more, Jamie leaves the place. Later that night, we see a blurred figure of Joe staring at her. But when Jamie turns around, there's no one there. She hears a sound coming from the window and goes to check. When she opens the window, she finds Joe standing outside. Jamie comes downstairs and notices the main door creaking open and closed repeatedly. She sees Joe standing outside again, but after a while, Joe disappears, and the door stops moving. Just then, a hand emerges from the door, gripping it. Terrified, Jamie runs back upstairs. She stops, then begins to slowly walk backward, halting at a certain spot. Just then, a lightning strike reveals the entity in the room. Jamie hears a noise and turns, only for another flash to show the entity lunging toward her. Terrified, she runs, seeing the entity peering out of the room. She quickly retreats to her own room and shuts the door. She then hears the knocking and runs to the washroom, locking herself inside. The knocking continues, and she becomes terrified. The next morning, Julius is seen drawing in his room when he notices a moth flying and landing on Joe's photograph. It then flies out, and Julius follows it, noticing it perched on the stairs railing. The moth flies again, and Julius follows it downstairs. He hears the sound of the moth from a dark room and enters, turning on the light to find the moth sitting on the bulb. Julius then notices a figure standing inside. Suddenly, the bulb explodes, and Julius steps back in fear. Just then, Jamie appears and asks, "Where's Mom?" Julius tells her that she has gone to the clinic for her headache treatment. Jamie urgently says, "We need to leave now." She screams, "Get your things now!" Suddenly, a candle blows out. Julius notices the entity outside, and Jamie turns to see it too. She then spots another entity inside the house. They both run and hide behind a shelf. Just then, a few plates fall to the floor. Jamie sneaks a look and notices the entity standing outside. She grabs a knife nearby. At that moment, John arrives, calling out for Julius and Jamie. Jamie checks the knife's reflection, and, seizing the opportunity, they both run out, shouting, "They're already here! We need to leave!" June takes Jamie and Julius to his house, and after a while, Lilith joins them. Jamie apologizes to her, and Lilith hugs her in return. Later, Lilith shows Jamie some old photographs. One of them shows herself, her husband, and Jun in front of an abandoned building. She explains that the building behind them is one of the oldest in the area. It's said that during the Japanese occupation, American soldiers knocked on the doors of this place in the middle of the night. The nuns who were there let them in and helped them. They fed them, gave them shelter. But when the Americans got what they wanted, they killed the nuns. Suddenly, Lilith starts experiencing a headache. She says, I just came here straight away, and my medicines are at home. It will be fine. I just need to sleep it off. And with that, she leaves. Later, while Jamie is sleeping, she dreams of a woman walking toward the abandoned building. We then see a blurred figure of Joe staring at her, but when Jamie opens her eyes, there is no one there. Jamie quietly steps out of her room and notices Jun sleeping in the living area. She tries to sneak out, but Jun calls out to her, asking, Where are you going? She replies, I'm going to get my mother's medicines from the house. Jun insists, I'll get them. Stay inside. He pauses and reminds her, Do you remember our deal? I will end this. You just stay here. Jamie agrees and watches from the window as June leaves. As June leaves, Jamie picks up a torch and quietly leaves the house. As she slips out, Lilith wakes up. Jamie makes her way to the abandoned building. She cautiously enters, shining the torch around, and sees the place in disarray, with broken furniture and scattered items everywhere. As she moves further, she notices evidence of dark rituals and the words they cannot enter written ominously on one of the walls. She ventures deeper and finds a room filled with hanging crosses. Her eyes then fall on a noose hanging. Just then, Lilith suddenly appears behind her and asks, What are you doing here? Jamie says, Mom, this place somehow called me. She continues, It looks like someone else lived here. Maybe they were called too. Perhaps they tried to escape the curse as well. Lilith says, There is no safe place. They will find you wherever you go. She adds, You have one more day left. Just then, they hear a sound from behind and see the entity entering the building. Terrified, they run deeper inside, with the entity following close behind. They lock themselves in a room as the entity tries to open the door. Lilith braces the door, holding it shut, but the entity begins knocking relentlessly. Meanwhile, Jamie breaks the window glass to escape. She shouts to her mother, Let's go! Lilith replies, You go first. Jamie manages to climb out. She then pleads with her mother, Please, come out. Lilith, crying, says, They won't stop. Only a life can satisfy them. Jamie, sobbing, says, We'll find another way. Please, Mom, come out. Lilith insists. This is the only way. She adds, Take Julius away from here and take care of each other. With that, she opens the door, allowing the entity to take her away. Jamie screams and cries for her mother, her voice echoing through the night. The scene cuts to Jun telling Jamie, I should be in that casket, not your mother. Jamie replies, I didn't want you to risk your life for me. As they talk, Julius quietly gets up and heads upstairs. June notices but says, Let him be. Later, Jamie goes to Julius's room. He asks, When we go to Manila, will everything be okay? Jamie replies, I don't know, Julius, but we need to try. She hugs him tightly, offering what little comfort she can. Later that night, as June prepares to leave, he turns to Jamie and says, Take care of Julius. Pausing for a moment, he adds, There's one thing I don't understand. Why did they knock on your door that night? You weren't the last one to talk to Joe. Jamie replies, I don't know, Uncle. I only started hearing the knocks after I came back here. June says, I've long believed this place is cursed. He continues, Lilith never told you, but she always wished for you to come back. And in a way, I'm happy her wish came true. With that, he leaves into the quiet night. Then we see Julius grieving, missing his mother's presence. Jamie approaches her mother's casket and looks at her. She starts crying, missing her. Later, while Julius is asleep, he feels a strange presence. He wakes up and goes to the window to investigate. Meanwhile, downstairs, the phone rings, and Jamie answers it. A voice on the other end, crying, warns her, Jamie, do not open the door. At the same time, Julius notices a growing shadow outside his window, darkening the room. The voice on the phone continues, They are coming. Suddenly, there are 3 knocks at the door. Jamie cautiously moves toward it, but hesitates. Then she hears another knock. She glances back at the casket and notices her mother is missing, but we see Lilith's ghost standing behind her. When she looks back, there's no one there. Terrified, Jamie tries to move away, but Lilith's ghost suddenly haunts her. In desperation to escape, Jamie opens the door and sees Entity there. She screams, and Entity takes her too. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the chills, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a scare. Until next time, stay spooky.